Hello and welcome everyone. This is Man bringing you another Fleet Ops audio commentary. Today I bring you a 3v3 on the Argus conflict. Starting off with the bottom team is as the light green Borg. This is Arash 8472. Over here his teammate as the blue Romulans is Xerjel. And the last of the bottom teams, as the Yellow Federation, this is Sergio 648. Now, this is actually the first recording I've actually had on Argus Conflict, so I don't know how well this map plays. But let's take a look at the top team. The top team today, starting off from left to right. This is over here as the green Klingons is Monros. Also, this is Sutee, so for those of you who recognize that name. His teammate Jan making his entrance into the game as the white Dominion. And last but not least, as the purple Romulans is alternate end. Now, everyone's pretty much going straight into various forms of a mining and some sort of offensive. You can see over here that alternate end is going into a research institute, which is going to suggest Laval's very, very quickly. This will allow alternate end to research while building up the ships as he's doing that. So that's very likely what he's doing. Jan over here is going into a construction yard after setting up his mining, so a little less offensive build here. And over here you can see that Sutee is moving straight into probably cavorts. They are very nice and strong. So this is Tok Raja, as you can see the build order here as avatar bonus there. And we can down over here, we can take a look at that. This is an optimized Borg. Arash is playing this out. He has just finished his conduction matrix, putting into energy nodes level 1. Pretty standard here, nothing surprising. Oddly enough, and there is his last resource assimilator. Going to be moving into probes and very, very lightly scout cubes. Possible to see the dodecahedron, but as this is a larger map, this map is a 24K by 19K, so it's possible we shall see a little bit of the later game ships earlier on, but because of these probes, I'm guessing this would have been a scout cube nonetheless. And in the process, you can see over here that the Klingons have scouted this. This is an interesting place for the scout because a probe is actually the way the cloaking detection works in 3.1.2, this is actually a little bit safer move than it used to be because there's very little point and click, if at all, cloak detect in 3.1.2. The Borg do have an EM scout cube that they can put up, and as long as the scout cube is in combat, it would be able to detect this. In the meantime, however, you can see Xerjel doing a little bit of scouting, sending off something to go out there. Here's phase plate, so we're going to see some rains out here. And actually, that could have been what alternate end was doing. And we see Griffins going out here very early. An interesting approach here. Not something I was expecting, but sure, why not? Down here, we see Jan pumping out as Pure Tech. He is going into... He's only got a few bugs queued up. It's a little bit interesting to see. A lot of Dominion players will just like literally pump out bugs as fast as possible. It's a possibility this may be another construction yard, but it's not. So we can see that Jan is moving into a heavy tech build, early tech. This map is a little bit larger, so it does allow players to tech, and so they are relying on the distance to provide a little bit of protection here. So the first bit of this game is going to be a tad bit boring, as we see everyone literally just tech and sort of get up an army of some sorts. Hopefully someone will make something interesting. Interestingly enough, Sutee is moving right past the cavorts into his sayings, which will be, and these sayings are torpedo based, and so Sutee is expecting larger ships, and actually he is seeing it. So let's take a look at the Borg are putting out. Borg have put out some scout cubes. The sayings not bad against it, but since the distance here, Arash is going to go pressure Sutee, and Sutee having basically given up his offense to okay, so Arash is going to end up trying to punish Sutee for his decision to tech straight up into later tier units, and this saying is not going to be able to do sufficient damage. Let's see what type of, this is a region scout cube. Interestingly enough, here, so oddly enough, Arash is not attacking here. He's given Sutee a chance to move up and produce a number of sayings, and here we have the ships moving forward. They need to probably not concentrate on the yard. Don't worry about the yard. They are taking a little bit of extra hit from this starbase. They aren't really going to be able to deal with each of these things, as they're going to be able to repair easily. But he should come over here and tag any of these resourcing ships here. It's not the because they're not going to be able to kill these sayings quick enough, and it's going to stay protected by the starbase. Going in, trying to get a little bit of a kill in, not necessarily an interesting technique, but it is not going to end up working very well in his favor. These Borg ships getting chased off a little bit, actually. I really think that was a bad mistake on Arash's part. He has not actually gotten any kills out of this, and he is going to end up damaging one of his scout cubes for no kill. So the Borg actually not taking a win there. So in the meantime, we got a little bit of Federation action going on over here, building up some of the platforms. Romulans slowly moving forward. Their Griffins, I guess, doing just basically a little bit of scouting. Oddly enough, this Griffin wants to take on an Intrepid. So you don't get to see very many one-on-one matchups like this. I've actually never seen a Griffin versus an Intrepid. And so you can see that this Griffin, even with its special, managing to not do a whole lot against this guy here. And over here, the Borg have not done much in the way of being very effective here. So you can see that he's back here putting up a dodecahedron, and Sutee slowly amassing sayings as he goes. These are not going to, as his opponent is the Borg, these are going to be very good for him. And somewhere along the way, oh, not just a little bit of recrewing. Now, the Borg in 312 don't get the automatic recrew, so unless you have an incubation center, you actually have to do a little transportation around in order to get that to work. So Arash slowly starting to build up his force. This region scout cube is going to be back in business a little bit faster than perhaps a different ship, but we shall see. So up here, the Xerjel coming in, making a raid with 4 of his Rains, and notice they have faceplates, so they are going to be able to faceplate and attack. Interestingly enough, the these rains